Whiskey 9 Yankee 7 November Golf, over.
This is Whiskey 9 go.
Whiskey 9 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo.
Negative Alpha Bravo.
And this is 7 November Golf, Roger. Request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out.
November 8 to 5,
And 8 to 5, 7 November, say again.
Roger, I said, can get back 30 feet front, come up on the
7 November, go.
Roger, I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my thing used, November go, 1 Charlie Delaware.
And 8 to 5, this is 7 November, Charlie.
8 5 right now.
Now 1 Charlie, 7 November, go.
This is 1 Charlie, reference to your lines. You're Brandon 158, extra 5 stop, 1200 between teams and local. Also request your unit take extra Nexus to see if we can try to get Whiskey 9 and 8 for pause to the playground.
And this is 7 November, Roger, stand by.
Got that?
Got it? Alright. And all units, this is 7 November Golf. My unit Alpha, Echo, X-ray Alpha, Alpha in there.
One Charlie, Alpha Bravo.
Hey, I never took a dip. I forgot to take a dip.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9 Yankee 7 November Golf, over.
This is Whiskey 9 go.
Whiskey 9 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9 Yankee 7 November Golf, over.
This is Whiskey 9 go.
Whiskey 9 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo.
Negative Alpha Bravo.
And this is 7 November Golf, Roger. Request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out.
November 8 to 5,
And 8 to 5, 7 November, say again.
Roger, I said, can get back 30 feet front, come up on the
7 November, go.
Roger, I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my thing used,
That's going to be annoying. Check. All right. Now do I have audio? Am I good? Okay. Well, I'm down a mouse, so that part's going to suck. But I will deal with that in a second. Okay, whatever. I'll just reach over and type if I have to. I have a wireless keyboard, but that's not a thing. Okay, so now we are live. That's embarrassing. It always happens, no matter what I do or how many times I check. All right, what's up, everybody? Thank you for coming to the live. If you saw that 3-minute countdown video, those are submissions from fans of the show, of the channel. A few of my friends that have sent photos in. If you want your photo to be featured, just send it to me in email. I don't need any context or PII at all. And I will go ahead and upload that photo to that countdown. I'm in the comfort of my own home. I'm actually going to have a drink tonight. I've had a lot of hate comments in the past about how I shouldn't drink on YouTube. And to that, I say, mind your business. I'm in my house. It's Thursday night. I'm going to have a drink, okay? I will deal with my disabilities the way I choose to deal with my disabilities, right? As I'm sure we all do. All right. Once I finish this, I'll scroll up. Yeah, it is Thursday. I will scroll up, and I know we had a few questions. I'll just have to stretch over and do a little doohickey like this. But let's see. Next Level Cash. Hey, thank you for coming. Vanessa, thank you so much. 2 longtime, and Bill, 3 longtime fans of the show. William Tate, I believe you just found the channel. Thank you for coming to the live. His question says, please explain how you do these. How do you ask questions? William, you simply just type a question up in the chat and I will answer you. Sometimes some other veterans will also answer you within the chat, but I will answer you. I'll go through the comments one by one, first come, first serve type deal. And there's also a super chat option, which is totally optional. You can ask a chat without paying or without donating at all. And donations go directly back to the channel to run the channel, run the subscriptions and all that stuff. But yes, you simply just throw up a question in the chat. And here's a good question of that. So we have, Sean McGuire, thank you for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. Jimmy Williams says, did VA remove the ability to view your decision letters? I and a few friends no longer have the ability to see them. Not that I know of. I know that they are working on, let me take a drink real quick. They were rolling that out. I want to say it took about 2-3 months. The easiest thing you can do, Jimmy, to double check that. See, I really don't like bashing the VA, but one thing that grinds my gears is they always change the layout of va.gov for no reason. But if you go into va.gov and the search bar, just look up track claims, and then you will be able to see your decision letters that way. Track claims. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat just in case. Yeah, see, I'm going to have to lean over today. It's going to be a bit weird. Let me see if I can steal my laptop so that way I'll at least be looking down, but yeah, whatever. All right. But yes, if you go to va.gov and search track claims, you'll definitely be able to see your decision letters. If you can't, let me know. As far as I know, we were definitely, the VA was doing pretty good on rolling that feature out. They probably had enough veterans call their hotline to have them email decision letters that they finally put them online for veterans to see. All right, Super Haram. It says, oh, not the DI. Yeah. So this is actually just something I bought off Amazon. It's not real at all. It's actually really low quality. I'll fix that EGA. But way back when I started this channel, I did something super embarrassing that I'm not going to talk about. But my friends and I did it, just having fun. So it was a good time. We have our first super chat, guys. Let's scroll on down. Super chat from Secret Sauce. Appreciate the meeting yesterday, but to be honest, I did feel rushed during it, which I'm sure you're busy, but I guess that's what you get for free. Hey, Secret Sauce, if you want, I apologize that it did feel rushed. If you want another meeting, let me know. We can definitely reschedule that, or we can schedule another one. Especially if there's some stuff that we didn't go over, I definitely want to provide that for you. But hey, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much, brother. All donations, as we all know, go back to the channel. Juan Rosado says we're live. Awesome. Robert Rodriguez, welcome back. Nico G, hey, how's it going? And to that, you say cheers. That's right. Cheers for that. I'll try and get caught up on my comments here. Pour me one too. Yeah. If I could, I would. Oh, yeah. I have an unwanted opinion problem. Absolutely. All right. Going down to the next question, Marvik Spivak. I hope I said that right. Probably not. Just had a CMP exam in January for COP-D by QTC. VES, which is one of the VES just called and want to reschedule me for another CMP exam. Okay, so you have two different CMP exams from two different companies. One's QTC, one's VES. Any advice? Thanks. Well, Marvin, one, if that was the case, that means that the first CMP exam didn't meet the requirements that the VA requested from QTC. And before I can answer that, let me know if you meet the presumptives for the PACT Act under Gulf War. COP-D is a part of that, I do believe. But if you've been to OIF, OEF, OER, stuff like that, or Desert Shield, Desert Storm, definitely let me know, because that's going to determine what that CMP exam is about, whether it's just the severity of symptoms or the service connection piece, or both. All right, TKG says, thanks again for your help this past week. HLR is in full effect. I appreciate you, brother. Yep, awesome. Thank you. I definitely appreciate you. TKG was another veteran I had met this week. Guys, I pumped out 14 meetings this week. I did miss one. Well, I was late to one, and then I had one no-show. But the one I was late for was pretty simple, pretty easy. And then I did have a no-show that we are hopefully going to reschedule. But, hey, if you were one of those 15, 14, I thank you very much for reaching out to me and having the meeting. All right, Big Dog in the Philippines. What's up, dude? He says, can I get disability for prostate cancer? Absolutely, you can. The bigger question is that service connected? And so you need three things for every single claim. You need the in-service event, you need the current diagnosis, and you need the nexus. The only exception to that is a secondary connection, which would just be a primary service connected condition. You still need a current diagnosis, and then the nexus would be the link to the secondary condition. So either of those, yes, you can. William Tate, yep, awesome. Yeah, William, you just kind of throw a question up in the chat. I will pull it up on here, and then we'll go from there. All right. Planet Moolah says, has PACT Act claims been approved for anyone here? Yes, they have. I don't know about anyone in the chat right this second, but I know veterans that I've helped have came back with positive PACT Act claims, tons of them actually. And that's where, and the most common ones are going to be like your rhinitis, your sinusitis, your asthma, but other PACT Act claims as well. But yes, they have, absolutely. Alec Daniel says he's new here. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the show. I definitely appreciate you coming. Ask any question you want, and I will answer it. Hopefully it's about VA disability, but I will answer any question you throw at me, at least to the best of my ability, all right? So Alec is wondering, what's the reason the VA would require another CMP exam if you submitted an independent evaluation? That is a solid question. So one of two things. One, the independent evaluation may have skipped something or didn't look at all of your evidence. And with that independent evaluation, maybe that IMO came from, let's say, a psychologist or a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant. All right. Generally speaking, and this is my rule of thumb, it's completely debatable, and a lot of people do disagree with this. But if I'm getting an independent medical opinion, I'm going to the medical doctor at the top of that tree, whatever field that's in. So if it's mental health, I'm going to a psychiatrist. If it's a physician problem, I'm going to a physician, an actual medical doctor, versus like a nurse practitioner or anyone else for that matter. All right. We have another super chat. Awesome. Thank you so much, John Sullivan, a super sticker. I appreciate that. $20. Thank you so much, brother. All donations do go back to the channel 100%. Thank you so much. If you have a question, you want to say something, let me know, and I'll definitely pull it up here and address whatever it is you want to say. Let me find my spot back to where I was at. Here we go. With Alec Daniel. Yeah, so that's the IMO, right? And the second thing is, does the VA need more information? Did that IMO come with a DBQ? That's really what I want to know. So DBQs are better. They weigh more than independent medical opinions do. And in fact, in the remark section, you can kind of have a miniature IMO with that. And for a lot of DBQs, they will reference back to the independent medical opinion, but really the DBQ is what you really want. And I was meeting with someone yesterday, I believe, I forgot who, but they had an independent medical opinion, but they didn't have a DBQ. And again, this is me personally, okay? It's debatable and people would disagree with this. But if I'm getting an independent medical opinion from a provider and it does not come with a DBQ, I'm going to find another provider that's going to do both. Okay, that's me personally. But the DBQ is the one that really matters. And that's completely my opinion, 100%. All right, let me make sure. All right, here we go. We have another super chat. Oh, guys, thank you so much. From Keith Shep, says, thank you for your help via email this week. Hey, Keith, I'm glad I was able to help. Absolutely. If you have any more questions, keep sending me the emails. I do my best to stay on top of my emails. I try to not have over 50 in my inbox that's unread at a time. Now, I do work full time, okay? I'm a DoD civilian for the Army. I'm married and I have 3 kids, so I have tons of stuff going on. But I do my best to upkeep the channel and answer my emails as best as I can. And so it definitely lets me know my time's not wasted whenever I see things like that. So Keith, I thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. All right, let me find my spot back here. Yep, Alec, let me know if I answered your question. If I didn't, ask it again, and I'll try and reattack that. PHI Marine. I'm not sure if I said that right. I definitely did not. I have a similar question to Marvin. Okay. You had a CMP exam a month ago for my back. Got a surprise letter for another CMP exam. While talking to the examiner, she said the previous was incomplete. Yeah, exactly. The exam was incomplete. The examiner didn't fulfill the request of the VA. So what happens when you have a CMP exam is the VA request information from a company, and that company is supposed to field it down to a provider of some sort, and they get that information. If they fail to fill that request, the VA still needs that, and they will go ahead and push that out. Or the examiner did fill the request, however, that led to more information that needed to be gathered, like a duty to assist, and that would kick in for the VA, and you could have another CMP exam for that. All in all, it just means that the VA needs more information. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's what it means. They just need more. They need more, right? All right. Kevin Trotter says denied TDIU in March. Okay. Currently at 90. Filed for a higher level review. Any advice on what to say when the HLR reviewer calls me? So, one, I'm going to need to know why you're denied first, Kevin. Definitely feel free to send me an email. I'll go ahead and put it up here for a few seconds and I'll take it back down. But you can send me an email at TheCivDiv@gmail.com. Okay. And for your case, I'm going to want to know there's at least 10 questions I want answers to, or I'm going to need answers to. I also do one-on-one meetings for free as they come. I kind of make weekly times. And then I'll go ahead and email those out once I do set up that calendar. The reason why I do it that way is because it's very easy. If I scheduled appointments, 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance with my work and my op tempo, I guess, I would miss some appointments. So I just do them by week. But Kevin, send me an email. We'll talk about that. I have tons of questions, and I really need to know why you were denied in the first place. But you could start, Kevin. I don't know if you want to share that. Yeah. I don't know if you want to share this in the chat, but if you want to tell me what your work history is like, that would be definitely a great start. I want to know what your work history is like. I want to know why you were denied. How long have you been out of work? Are you still currently working? What disabilities do you have? What percentages are they rated at? And you might just rate an increase. It might be easier for you to go from 90 to 100 straight up versus the TDIU route. This depends. William Friedman says, what can IBS be secondary to? Your opinion on the strongest one, please. Thanks, sir. Absolutely, William. I know this answer because I have talked with Dr. Sharma a lot about this. I've read the IMOs and DBQs that he puts out on Veterans I Help. I read a lot of them because they want my help filing their claims, or they want my help to guide them on to recommend the best action for them. And I can tell you, IBS, the best secondary is going to be PTSD, especially if you have deployments in the OIF, OEF, OIR range, like Iraq, Afghan, Syria, Somalia, burn pit countries, basically. Those two are strongly going to correlate IBS be secondary to PTSD. And don't forget about GERD. GERD is also a common secondary to PTSD, more so on the anxiety side. But IBS and GERD will be roped together. So if you have both, claim both. If you have one, claim the one you have. But that's my opinion, William. I would also recommend, because you're going for a secondary service connection on something that you can't take an x-ray of, I would also consider getting a IMO and DBQ from Dr. Sharma. That would be my plan of action personally. All right. We have another super chat, guys. Thank you so much. Pie High Marine says, I have an appeal and claim currently being decided. Should I wait till after I get my decisions to set up meeting with you? That would help. Well, I'll tell you that I just met with a veteran. I think this is the third time we met. It's either second or third. The first time we met, he had claims in process as well as an appeal in process. And so what that appointment is going to look like if you reach out to me now is I would go over your current problem list, what you plan on filing next. We would look at all of your service-connected disabilities to see if there are any increases that you could potentially rate. We would look at secondary conditions. We would look at all of your denials, and we would totally exclude what was currently in process, okay? Once we did those three things, increases, secondaries, and denials, I would ask you about your time in service to see if there's any problems you had during service that you just didn't think of to claim, all right? That's kind of the 4 steps that will propel that conversation. And then as a kind of plan B or round 2, like a plan in your back pocket, we would make a plan as if your appeals were awarded. What would be the plan of action? And we'd also make a plan for if your appeals were denied. So we would have those 2 assumptions, and we would go about it that way. But absolutely, if you want to reach out to me for an appointment, go ahead and do so. I will say this, okay? If you look at my live schedule on YouTube, my next live is on June 1st, which is in about a month. The reason for that is because I'm traveling. I'll be traveling for a few weeks. And so next week, I'm going to try to knock out as many appointments as I can, at least the veterans that have reached out to me as of right now. And so if you do want an appointment, Pie High, definitely reach out to me today, no later than tomorrow, and I will put you on that list and send you my times. But after this week or after next week, I'm going to be traveling for work, and I'm going to be very busy. So definitely hop on that while you can. We have another super chat from Robert Rodriguez. He says you emailed me your questions. Awesome, Robert. I will definitely get to that. Okay. Right after this live, I have to actually clean the house, or else my wife will get mad at me. We're also leaving tomorrow to go to a wedding. So lots of travel. That doesn't even include my travel for work. And so we're in it, man. We are busy. We are going. But I will definitely get back to you, Robert, on that for sure. All right, we have another super sticker, William Tate. Hey, brother, thank you so much. Guys, William is new to the channel. I believe he found it today or yesterday. William, thank you so much for that. I definitely appreciate that. Type in your questions in the chat. Send me an email. I will 100% reach out to you. No problems whatsoever on that. I appreciate it. Okay, let me find out where I was. All right, here we are. We were talking with William, talking about IBS. Okay. Secret Sauce says, is there any other besides Dr. Sharma that does Nexus letters well? He is completely booked, and I am impatient, unfortunately. Secret Sauce, there are tons of psychiatrists that do medical opinions and DBQs. Absolutely. There's none that I know of personally that I would recommend that I trust. That's the thing, is trust. But you can definitely find another psychiatrist to go down that route. That would not be my recommendation, and I'll tell you why. I think you know this is because a lot of medical opinions that I've seen from Dr. Sharma, the majority of them actually went through the VA claims process without requiring a CMP exam, and that is a very strong indicator that Dr. Sharma isn't stupid, so to speak, right? He knows what he's talking about. But to answer your question, can you find someone else? Absolutely. I just don't know who that person is. But you can shop around, if you will. But I would be very careful as to who you get to write your IMO, right? And so if it is for mental health, I'm assuming because you mentioned Dr. Sharma, I'm going to recommend that you at least look for a board-certified psychiatrist, okay? If their title is psychologist, just skip them. Don't even talk to them. That's me personally. That's debatable. I get that. But I would go straight to a psychiatrist, someone who is a medical doctor, whose opinion actually matters. That was a bit harsh, but it is what it is. All right, Mr. Mont. Ooh, okay. Mr. Mont says multi-thread here. All right, I'm here for you. Let's answer this question. Okay, I was trying to look at your profile picture. It's kind of hard to see. Kind of look like Apex ranks. If that's what it is, let me know. All right, multi-thread. You had to go to the ER back in 2017 for what you thought was a heart attack. That was a panic attack from anxiety. Okay, stemming from a prior back injury and nerve damage. Okay, fast forward to today, so about 6 years later. You have bad anxiety and panic attacks stemming from dealing with a few civilian deaths I encountered in church service. Okay. I'm applying for PTSD anxiety for the deaths and not my back. And I want to know, how do I go about explaining it in a CMP so they don't get denied? Do I leave the back injury and hospitalization for anxiety or lump it all together? Me personally, Mr. Mont, I would lump it all together. Okay. Allow the CMP examiner to decide. I'm assuming your question is, do you direct or do you claim anxiety direct to service or secondary to your back? You can do both, especially with your evidence. And I'm going to assume your evidence is there for just this me answering your question. But assuming your evidence is there for in service, even though they are civilian deaths, okay, if it happened on active duty, it is an active duty disability. And so you could go that route. If that's denied, you could also go the route of secondary if you'd like. If you are going to go secondary, I am going to recommend an IMO and DBQ. But if you wanted to try that at first and then use that in supplemental appeal, you can absolutely do that. Feel free to send me an email if you have any questions on that at TheCivDiv@gmail.com. I will say this, though, Mr. Mont, is the ER visit that you went to in 2017, if in those notes it clearly states that the suspected heart attack was a panic attack that stemmed from your lower back injury, that's pretty solid medical evidence that anxiety is secondary to back. So it really just depends on which of the evidence is stronger, but the CMP examiner can review those as well. All right. Is eczema and IBS presumptive for Syria vets? Nico G, let me know when you were in Syria. I was in Syria in 2017. Okay. There was one person that was a fan of the channel that was also in Syria when I was there, and he knew who I was, but I didn't know who he was. If that's you, let me know. I forgot. I apologize. But is eczema and IBS presumptive? No, they are not. Skin conditions and or IBS is not presumptive, but under IBS, there's a gastro cancer, whatever it's called, that is presumptive under the PACT Act. And so it really just depends on your gastro system and what's causing your IBS, if that makes sense. But let me know when you were in Syria. I definitely want to know. I was there with 3.6 and 210 Fox battery, supporting some other units as well. But Mr. Mont, I hope I answered your question. Nico G, I hope I answered your question. Definitely let me know if I did not. Vanessa says, thank you for your help and the veteran lady you had on YouTube to answer my friend's question on MSC. Oh, yeah. Awesome, Vanessa. Thank you so much. She received her disability without a Nexus letter. You know what? I am going to screenshot this right now. I'm going to take a picture on my phone, and I'm going to send that to, her name is Miss Stephanie, okay? And as of today, I believe she's a grandma, right? So congrats to her. I'll definitely share that with her. I'm sure that will get her stoked. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, one of my previous lives, I had Miss Stephanie on. She's an MST survivor rated for PTSD. MST is military sexual trauma. She tells her story at the very beginning of the stream. I definitely challenge you all to watch it, at least the first 5-10 minutes of that stream. She goes into her story. It's very powerful. It's moving. It's very short. But I'll link that in the chat for you. It's definitely worth the listen. And she goes into something called the M121, which is how the VA rates things, and it's in addition to the 38 CFR. So definitely give that a look. But that is, you know what? I think I'm going to have to go to YouTube so that comes up as a link. Let me just double check this. I want to be sure that this actually comes up. Okay, it comes as a link. Awesome. But yes, Vanessa, thank you so much for that. I'll be sharing that with her. I'm sure that's going to make her entire day. That's awesome. Okay, and congrats to your friend. I'm glad she was able to be properly rated, especially after a trauma like that. Okay, Derek Carter says, I went through MEB in 2015, got out 30%, put in an increase, and everything went up, but one was deferred. All right. They awarded 100% P&T, but I'm super worried about the deferred claim. Undo it. I need that 20%. Derek, I'm pretty sure what you're saying is you are currently 100% P&T right now. Okay. If that's the case, don't even worry about the deferred. If they do schedule you another CMP exam, go to it. Don't just diss that CMP exam. But as far as you're concerned, if you are 100% P&T, that deferred claim means absolutely nothing to you. It doesn't matter. Okay. What happened is they already had their decision, and so they knew you were 100% P&T, so they pushed that out to you, so that way you can start getting paid now. So that way they don't have to spend more time on you getting back pay and then making the decision on a claim that honestly doesn't matter. Now, if you're saying that you're not 100% P&T and you need 20% on that deferred claim, then that deferred claim becomes very important. Okay. Let me know which of the two you are. I'm pretty sure you are 100% P&T. If that's the case, don't even worry about it, dude. You're going to be okay. Right. John Sullivan and Keith, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that more than you guys know. All right. Nick the Magnificent, thank you for your channel. Not working for 13 years and have mental health issues, rated 70. Want to know if a vocational expert is necessary if I'm out of the workforce. Absolutely. You would qualify just with that. especially if your mental health is keeping you from gainful employment. I would challenge you, Nick. Maybe your mental health symptoms keep you from working. If that's the case, that does meet 100% criteria. And you might be able to put in for an increase depending on what your medical evidence is like. And if your mental health truly does prevent you from working, I would recommend an increase on that. But as far as VRNE goes, absolutely you would rate. No question in my mind, you would just have to go through the process. There is a Facebook group for VRNE that's actually pretty good. Let me see if I can link that in the live here. When it comes to Facebook and veteran groups, most of them downright suck, just to be honest with you. Some of them are very good. Okay, Miss Stephanie's is pretty good. I'm trying to find the vocational rehab group. Let me find this real quick. I definitely want to link this. Yep, Disabled Veterans Chapter 31 Voc Rehab. There's also a Space A Facebook group that I like. It's pretty good. Let me see if I can share. Man, why is this so complicated? All right. There's the link for that Facebook group for VRNE. There are various experts in that group. I would definitely recommend you give that a look. Okay. LGA, what's up? Longtime fan of the show. I hope to hear some good news. Okay. How's it going? Pray for me. Absolutely. I've added the supplemental claims. Hope this gets me from 92 to 95. Hey, you're almost there. Okay. You are almost there. Absolutely. After these claims, LG, I want you to schedule a meeting with me. I don't think we've met in person yet. Well, online and in person. And we can go over all of your claims and make sure you're rated and make sure we didn't skip anything, because you only need that 3%. It's about 30, maybe 40%, depending on what you're talking about. But yeah, let's definitely see. Sam Torres, been out for about 2 years now. Okay. Started your VA claim late. Hey, to be honest with you, that is late technically, but it's not as late as I've seen them. Okay. I've seen veterans not claim anything for 35 years and be awarded 100% P&T after that. So it's definitely possible. Halfway through the process with a 30% rating. Okay. Why does VA compensate back pay from the separation date? So, Sam, they do if you're within that 1 year time frame. And so let's say you got out January 1st of this year. You would have until December 31st to submit your claims, and it would backdate to the day you left service. Right after that 1 year mark, you join the rest of us degenerates, and you have to have an intent to file, and that acts as the ITF date, as your back pay date. Now, why do they do that? Tons of reasons, okay? Could you imagine if, let's say, 1,000 Vietnam veterans that never submitted any claims all of a sudden submit all their claims today? How much back pay they would receive? I mean, we would go bankrupt, okay? And so as long as you have your intent to file in, so now I see you're rated for 30%. If you just got that rating, I would put in another intent to file, especially if you plan on starting more claims, right? Super easy to do. Log on to va.gov, start a claim for compensation. It takes about a minute and a half, and then you have the intent to file. Yeah, Kevin Trotter got it. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Hey, guys, everyone watching this, go ahead and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate that. Share it. I'd even love you more. Also, I did drop a video today talking about the free Nexus letter that B-Buck, actually, I'll go ahead and highlight his name up here once I find him again. Where's he at? Where's he at? Here he is. Highlight his name up here. This generous veteran is the one that donated the independent medical opinion and DBQ to a random veteran that needs one. And so I would highly recommend you guys check out that video. It goes over the rules and how to enter into that free drawing. And the winner will get a Nexus letter from Dr. Sharma. So any conditions that are related to mental health, whether that's direct or secondary. Also, if you don't need that Nexus, but you would still like to enter because you know someone that does, you could enter for them. You could have them enter. You can have your family members enter. Doesn't matter. The winner would be able to choose who the IMO and DBQ goes to. So definitely take a look at that. B-Buck, we all thank you for your generosity. That's about, I want to say, like $700 in value. So I appreciate that. MK Ultra Vibe says, I claimed PTSD for being a witness to a suicide. That definitely sucks, dude. I've been there myself. Yeah, that's a rough time. It was a Marine from another unit and not known to me. I can't find any records of it. Had the time period correct, but will VA take that? The VA is not going to assume you're lying, so to speak. I wouldn't say that they're going to take that as evidence. My advice to you, MK Ultra Vibes, would be to, one, write a personal statement. If you have the specific date, time that happened, that would be great. And I would have a lay statement or a buddy letter that could help you with that, okay? And so I'm going to put down the forms in the chat. I'm not going to link them. You can just Google them after this. But it's a personal statement is going to be VA Form 214138, and a lay statement or a buddy letter, okay, is going to be VA Form 2110210. Lots of numbers. I have no idea how I remember those. I just say them every day forever. All right. Scrolling down, secret sauce. All right. Like many other vets, I myself have a good career. I'm a welder, and the VA disability benefits is kind of like a middle finger back to the Milky for all the BS that we went through. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. There's many ways to look at that. If that's how you want to look at it, that's fine. Okay. How I look at that personally is so I came in service in around 2010, got out in 19, did some reserve time during COVID. It really didn't count. And for me personally, VA disability, I mean, the benefits are already earned. They're already yours, okay? If you were truly injured on active duty, submit the claims. And why, and you'll, let me collect my thoughts here. There are definitely veterans that will say, have some pride, don't believe in VA disability, or they always say, someone else needs it more than I do. I will tell you this, and if you're a veteran in the chat and this applies to you, let me know that you agree in the chat, okay? But for me, my disabilities, my friends with disabilities that I know of, not only do I struggle with them, right, but my family does too. My wife especially, right? Especially when I'm irritable. She definitely deals with that. My kids deal with that. It's hard for me to connect emotionally with my kids. I'm definitely sharing too much information, but whatever. And so to me, that's worth being compensated, right? But however you want to look at that, that's fine. All right. Jimmy Williams, to view the decision letters, you're supposed to click on your claim closed, and the next page will give you a link to view all your decision letters. That's no longer an option. Yeah. So they probably changed the interface of the va.gov website again. I don't know why they do that. But in the search box, if you just look up track claims, it will pop up in there. I would share my screen and show you, but it's definitely going to broadcast my personal information. I don't want that to happen. But yes, you should have them. Okay, just search track claims, and you should definitely see them. Pie High Marine A, thank you so much for that super chat. I hope I answered your question. Jimmy Williams had a CMP exam in February for chronic fatigue syndrome and headaches. Last Friday, the VA denied my claim, said I used the wrong form. I called them and said workflow-wise, having a CMP is past the point of having the wrong. Yeah, you're right. That is weird. That's very weird, okay? When you get your decision letter, Jimmy, I definitely want you to email that to me because that is weird straight up. That's going to be at TheCivDiv@gmail.com. I want to see what they're going to say to that. But you're right. That's weird. Definitely past that point. They already identified that claim warranted a CMP exam. Why would they deny it for that, right? It also could be a clerical error as well. The VA definitely makes mistakes. Robert Rodriguez, thank you for that. Again, I appreciate that. I will answer my email, I promise. All right, moving on to James Smith. 90% with all 40. Back 50%. Needed 50 more to get 100. Thinking of anxiety, insomnia related to chronic pain. I have nothing in my file about mental health. Is this possible? James, yes, it is possible. A common disability to back, especially if your back is severe enough to rate 40%. A common secondary is depression. Okay. Depression, insomnia for sure. In my opinion, this is just me. What I would do personally is reach out to Dr. Sharma, get on that wait list, start an intent to file now, get on that, and have an IMO and DBQ for mental health secondary to your back, or whatever other service-connected conditions that you have, okay? Now, I'm recommending that without truly knowing what's going on here. If you want me to sit down with you on a one-on-one meeting, definitely schedule one with me, okay? Pretty simple, pretty easy. Just send me an email, let me know you want a meeting, and then I'll send you some times, and we can schedule it from there. All right, moving on down to Dennis Whitecamp. I know I said that wrong. All right, thanks again for meeting with Thanks again for meeting with me several weeks back. It was good to talk, and I needed that extra push to get me going. I'm currently seeking treatment and getting my evidence together. Awesome, Dennis. You're in the evidence gathering stage. Gather that evidence. Seek the treatment you need, okay, because treatment is good. Gather the evidence, and whatever the recommendations I made were, it's definitely hard for me to remember. Go on with those, and if you want another meeting, you know what to do. Send me an email. We can go ahead and get on that. William Tate, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it, brother. And Dennis, thank you so much. I will say this on the videos, between working, between being a husband and a dad of 3, and then between doing one-on-one meetings and YouTube videos, I also have some other hobbies on the side. I'm jam-packed, dude. So I definitely, anytime someone appreciates that, it really makes my day. It does. I want to know I'm not wasting my time. Okay. But I definitely appreciate that. And holy moly, Jimmy Williams, that's insane. We have a $50 super sticker. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Thank you so much. All donations go back to the channel. Dude, I appreciate that so much. For real. I kind of feel socially awkward now because I don't know what to say about $50, but that's insane, dude. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much, Jimmy. All right. Back to Orange remediation. All right. Secret sauce. Please wait on Dr. Sharma, brother. He's the man. Trust and believe him. Yeah. I believe Secret Sauce has used Dr. Sharma before. But in my opinion, there's no one better. Okay. Definitely Orange remediation. I definitely appreciate that. William Tate. Hi, Clay. None of my questions have been posted. Think they're too long. Do you have a limit here? William, the limit is set by YouTube. I would just, if you wanted to break up your questions in, let me scroll down and see if you already did that. If you wanted to break up your questions into multiple sentences, absolutely do that. I want to answer your questions, okay? Especially because you donated the super sticker. Absolutely. But go ahead and ask me your questions. I want to answer you. I want to help you for sure. And of course, we're going to be, Storm Vet, dude, thank you so much, man. That's 2 50s back to back. I really don't know what to say. Double. That's insane, man. That is absolutely insane, dude. Thank you so much, Storm Vet. I hope I was able to help you. I'm looking forward to your claims. Okay. I'll leave the personal information out of that, but I'm pretty sure you're in a good spot. But thank you so much for that, Storm Vet. I appreciate that so much, man. I'm wishing you the best. And same thing with you, Jimmy. Thank you so much. All right, let me find my spot back here. There's got to be a better way to find my spot. All right. Nico, Sean, William Tate. All right. Again, William, ask me your questions in the chat. Keep them short, right? You can ask multiple chats at the same time. I hope that helps. Sin McGuire says, I had denied back claim. VSO said file secondary to needs. Can I submit at same time next secondary to back? Yes, you can. Okay, you can. Some VSOs would advise against that. It really just depends. But you can submit a secondary to a secondary that's not approved yet. Absolutely. Just know the VA is not even going to touch that until your other claims go through. But you absolutely can. The bigger question, McGuire, is what's your evidence linking your back secondary to knees? Because the VA, when it comes to secondary connection, unless you can take an x-ray of it, they're very wishy-washy. And secondary connections and appeals is really when you're going to see DBQs and IMOs shine. But for that, you would need a physician, okay? And so I would definitely look at your evidence to see what is connected. Oh, yeah, Nico G. Yeah, that's right. Nayo, you had changed your name. Yep, 36 Lima, chilling at the Arty sites. Yeah. So I was also at the PAAs there in Syria in 17, and then I would detach from there to go do some other stuff with some other people. It was pretty fun. But I was the psychological operations detachment person, only one. I was the PSYOP detachment to 36 and 210. Doing some stuff out there, but it was cool. It was fun. Good time. All right. Secret Sauce says, is it true that Grunt Style got the PACT Act approved? No, not at all. Did they lobby for that? Sure. Okay. I'm sure a lot of veteran ran companies lobbied for that to go through. But if anyone's lobbying, taking credit for that, it's kind of weird. I'm not a politician person at all, although I do live in the DC area. But I'm going to go ahead and say, no, it's not true, right? Can I explain the 55-year-old rule? Yeah, Doug. So pretty simple, okay? There's a caveat to it, though. That's where the confusion comes from. So if you're 55 years old and you have disability, in most cases, it's unlikely for the VA to touch that rating, meaning that rating will become static, okay? Now, is that always the case? Absolutely not. Like, again, I said, there's a caveat. And so there's caveats to everything. It's totally situational dependent. I'll tell you this. The VA should take the 5, 10, 20, and 55-year rule and just throw them out the window because they don't stick to them anyways. Outside of the 20-year rule is pretty solid, but the 5, 10, and 55-year rule are basically useless, okay, in my opinion. But that's what the rule is. If you're 55, it's unlikely the VA will reduce your rating unless you fall under one of the million circumstances that they will reduce your rating. So hope that helps. Jimmy, with respects to the decision letters, they are not uploaded immediately. My claim closed Friday and it's not uploaded. I thought the intent was to upload them. Oh, no. Okay. That makes more sense now. I'll tell you this, Jimmy. You're requesting the VA to be very fast, okay, which probably is not going to happen. I think the intent of the decision letters to be on the website is so people would stop calling the VA to ask them to send them an email, although they're going to anyways. If you wanted to, Jimmy, you could call the VA and they might have that quicker for them to email it to you. If that's the case, go ahead and do that. If you don't mind waiting a few more days for them to populate, then they should pop up, okay? Yeah, Vanessa, thank you. Miss Stephanie, you're awesome. My friend feels like the military acknowledges. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Vanessa, especially for something like MST, military sexual trauma. That's definitely a very serious disability that can cause some very serious problems, okay? All right. Alondra Palomares. I absolutely butchered that. I apologize. I was just recently med boarded from the Army. Okay. Well, congrats on starting a new chapter of your life. With 40%, what can I do or should I do now? Still learning how to claim or what to claim in the process. Let me know if that 40% is a DOD rating, which I'm assuming it is. If that's the case, I would also assume you're still in the Army, technically, and your Pueblo should be working that with you. Let me know. And if you don't feel like answering those on YouTube, you can send me an email at TheCivDiv at gmail.com, and I'll go ahead and get back to you as fast as I absolutely can. America's awesome. That is such a good name for this comment. I just got 100%. Hey, congrats. Awesome. That is really cool, man. I'm glad you were properly rated. Okay. Let me know if that's P&T. Is that scheduler? Is that TDIU? What does that look like for you? But congrats, dude, for sure. Here's a direct link if it helps anyone to see your claim letters. Awesome, Jimmy. All right. Keith Shep says, everyone show support, press the like button. Absolutely. Press the like button. I would definitely appreciate that. Okay, it helps me out. It helps other veterans out. It definitely helps out. Storm Vet, again, brother, thank you for that fat $50 donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. God bless B-Buck. So B-Buck was the veteran that donated the IMO and DBQ for the drawing. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. That's going to be our next live. Is going to be June 1st, which is in about a month. I won't be able to go live as I'm traveling for work. So definitely look forward to that. Okay. I'm expecting a very large presence. Dr. Sharma himself will be here answering questions from that psychiatric perspective from writing IMOs and DBQs. So that's going to be a huge live. The last time we did that, we had a few thousand viewers. I'm at least expecting the same. And so you're definitely not going to want to miss that. You could actually head on over to my YouTube right now, hit the live tab, make sure you click that bell so that way you don't forget that it's there. All right. Aaron Alvarez says, I did a claim. The mental health evaluation was back in February. The evaluator said she would finish her part quickly, but if I had more to submit, they would typically wait for the medical. It's now April. Yeah. I would when you say evaluator, I'm assuming you mean CMP examiner. My number one advice I give veterans that are filing disabilities is file all your evidence and just forget about it, because the anxiety of when that's going to come back is going to drive you through the roof. You can download the VA app and check on your phone every day if you want to. But there's absolutely no one on this planet that can give you an accurate timeline. I don't care who they are or what they say. That's why it's funny when I see VA Claims Insider or Vet Guardians ads that say, hey, we'll get you 100% in less than 2 months. It's like, okay, you're literally lying to everyone that sees this. We have another super chat, guys. Secret Sauce, thank you so much. It's crazy that us Marines go through TRS. Absolutely. So that's transition readiness, something like that, or death by PowerPoint at the end of our careers. I had no idea about VA disability benefits until about a year ago. Thanks, Clay, for doing what you do, bro. Dude, Secret Sauce, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. All donations go back to the channel. But you're right, dude. The Transition Assistance Program, or TAP, as most services call it, it really sucks. Okay, it's definitely not on par. I will tell you, I'll speak to what I experienced during my TRS. Is everyone in there was they were all retirees. Okay, nothing against retirees. All I'm saying is, if the course is geared towards getting veterans jobs when they leave service, it's hilarious that retirees are the ones trying to teach how to write a resume. It was very clear that the person that taught my resume class had no idea what they were talking about. And the whole thing was just a waste of time. And that's not even talk about VA disability. The dude that came to talk about VA disability, He was there for about 5 minutes. He only talked about the exit exam and say, hey, make sure you do your exit exam. And that's it. He pretty much left. That person was with the DAV, by the way. And it was just, it was lackluster. You know, it's more of a check in the box than actually helping veterans transition. And I'm not a fan of that at all. But Secret Sauce, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I totally agree. All right, Nico G. Was there a police report? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that's in reference to his question there about the suicide, for sure. Aaron Alvarez, for reservists, does the VAC info we put on PHAs? Absolutely. So PHAs and PDHAs are probably the main form of medical evidence that the VA will see, in addition to your exit exam. But that, you're right, that is exactly medical evidence, okay? And so any complaints you have on health assessments or post-deployment health assessments are definitely going to help. Yep, I agree. Do it for family, not yourself. Absolutely, right? The mental health disabilities and symptoms that veterans experience, it definitely sucks, okay? But if you have a spouse or you have kids or family members or people close to you, I assure you they can see it too, right? The same sacrifices that we make, they also make. They just didn't sign up for that. All right, Fred Christie getting stronger every day. Hey, Fred, welcome back to the live. I appreciate that. Jimmy Williams, again, man, thank you so much for that. That's insane to me. Same thing, Storm Vet, back to back too. That's wild. I appreciate that. All right, Howard Hamilton. Can you file an increase for general anxiety disorder with insomnia for a knee and back condition that was not service-connected? Hold on. Okay. Can you file an increase for GAD and insomnia? Yes, you can. Okay. I'm assuming that's service-connected. You absolutely can. And back condition that was not service-connected. You can't file an increase on a disability that's not service-connected. You would have to get that service-connected first. Okay. So Howard, let me know if you were denied. I have tons of questions based off of this right here. Okay. I want you to send me an email because I have so many questions. It's going to take up an hour of this live stream here. Send me an email to TheCivDiv@gmail.com. I will definitely get back to you. I have tons of questions. I'm kind of confused about the comment, but yes, definitely do that. BBuck03 says you're not wasting your time. Dude, I thank you so much for that. You've helped so many. I'm sure the numbers will continue to grow. Thank you for what you do. Dude, thank you for that comment. I appreciate that. It is a lot of time, but anytime I see veterans with an increase, and especially that get 100%, there's been about probably 15, maybe 20 on the high end veterans that I've helped personally that have reached back to me and said that they got 100% P&T, and that just gets me stoked, dude, for sure, for real. All right. Aaron Alvarez with this super chat, dude. I thank you so much. Says, thank you for covering my questions. You're doing the Lord's work. Thank you, Deferred. Hey, we got a corpsman on scene. That's what I'm talking about. We love our corpsman. Okay. God bless the corpsman. Absolutely, brother. I appreciate that. Aaron Alvarez, I have a question for you. Actually, I hope you're still on the live, but maybe you can help out some of the veterans in this chat. As a corpsman, if a Marine was to go up to you and complain about their knees or their backs or their headaches or whatever the case may be, at your level, what does the medical evidence intake look like? What does that look like from your perspective? Are you the one that puts that in their medical records? Do you fill out a form and you give it to the medical doctor of that unit? What does that look like? That's what I really want to know from a doc's perspective at a very low level, right? Okay. Storm Vet says, thank you, brother. I know you're busy helping vets. I sent you some new info on a claim today. Get time, let me know. Thanks. Awesome, Storm Vet. I believe I emailed you back from the last email. I just want to make sure, because if not, I'll make a mental note. Yep, I believe I did. But I hope that helps, Storm Vet. If not, send me another email. We can kind of rehash that for sure. William Tate says, no worries. I asked my question on your how to actually go reply thread. Just check it soon. Oh, William. Okay. Yeah. So, comedian John Stewart, the biggest PACT Act lobbyer and supporter, DC. Oh yeah. So that was a comment on another video. You could just ask your comments in the chat here, and I would be able to answer that. I do believe I answered a few of your comments though, so feel free to go back and look at that. Actually, I'll do that right now. Actually, I'm pretty sure I answered. Okay, you know what? I'll just look at it right now because I have it. All right, you said, I made a mistake describing my vertigo conditions. This one's a long one, guys. All right. Bear with me here. I made a mistake describing my vertigo conditions symptoms during my CMP exams last month. Based on my research, VA docs exam treatment notes, I have vertigo and not Meniere's. She reported to the VA folks. As a result, the VA folks granted me new service connection 30%. Meniere's took away my old. Okay. So let me orient everyone on what's happening right now. William was rated for vertigo and tinnitus. He was then rated for Meniere's, and they roped those together under Meniere's rating at 30%, and that took away the 10% tinnitus rating. Okay. He wants to know what his options are. Do you request new CMP exams or something else? I'm going to be very straight up with you, William. I would absolutely drop that 100%. Meniere's is the way to go. Even if you were rated separately for vertigo and tinnitus at 30 and 10, the increase would be so little, it wouldn't even be worth it. And Meniere's is a more serious condition anyways. I want to question if you have migraines at all. You probably do. But my recommendation would be nothing, actually. Leave it as is. I definitely wouldn't pursue getting rid of Meniere's, right? Especially if the VA is already going to service connect you for that. That's just my opinion, but I would not do anything. All right, would I lose my intent to file date September of 22 if I get denied OSA, secondary to MH, and try again secondary to rhinitis? So that one, see, the thing is, I've seen both, okay, where supplemental could burn a intent to file date. What I generally recommend is, since you're going to be filing claims anyways, I'm assuming you're using a VSO. What I would do is whatever it is you want to claim, Mr. Humongous, okay? Whatever you want to claim, I would get that ready. And then when you are ready, go ahead and file the supplemental and your new claims, whatever they are, at the same time through a VSO. That's the easiest way. That would be my advice on that. All right, Jimmy Williams says, requested my CMP DBQ for this chronic fatigue syndrome and headaches the other day using the VA quick submit this week. We'll see how long that takes to turn around. Oh, okay, awesome. Yep. Oh, and they won't email the decision letters. Probably not anymore because they are supposed to be online, but that definitely sucks. As far as your quick submit, I'm glad you mentioned quick submit. Guys, if you haven't used quick submit to upload evidence, definitely do it. It's extremely easy. You can upload supplemental claims that way as well. It's a very easy process to do. Just Google quick submit VA, click on the first link, it'll pop up. All right. Stan McGuire says, knee service connected is arthritis. All right. Back denial said could not link direct to service. VSO seems to think just file secondary to be approved, favorable finding back down. Okay, so you have a back diagnosis. It's just probably the in-service events and the Nexus that you're missing. So you could absolutely do secondary, but you would still need a Nexus connecting your back diagnosis to your knees. Okay. Multi-level degenerative lumbar spine. Yep, absolutely. All right, I don't see a link I posted in chat. I guess links get deleted. I'm not sure about that. I hope not, because I've been posting links. If you're a viewer, they probably don't allow links because of spam, right? People be doing some wild stuff in here. All right. John H says, what does it mean when you file the wrong film? I'm going to assume you meant claim, okay? If that means you filed the wrong claim, I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you needed a supplemental claim and all you did was refile a 526EZ or a standard claim. Okay. And then the VA would reach out to you and say, hey, you need to file that appropriately. John H., my advice to you would be go through a VSO. Okay. If you don't want to go through a VSO because you don't like any in your area, definitely send me an email at TheCivDiv@gmail.com. Okay. I will help you either one, find a VSO or guide you through submitting your own claims. Submitting your own claims is relatively easy. Anyone can do it, I promise. But I would be there if you had any questions on any of those claims. Secret Sauce, brother, again, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Orange Remediation says, I had a general CMP today in Alexandria. Okay. It lasted all 10 minutes. Crazy, but I feel as though it went well. Really weird. Yeah, a lot of CMP exams are 10, 15 minutes, some even 5 minutes. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It just depends, Orange, on your medical evidence, okay? And I know you did go through Dr. Sharma, and I'm hoping the VA didn't need that much information for that claim. I'm just making an assumption there, but it just depends what that claim was for and what your evidence suggested, okay? All right, John Boatwright says, served 11 Bravo in the 82nd from 03 to 06. Yut. Okay, from one grunt to another. Awesome. With a tour in Iraq. You're definitely before my time, though, so respect. Recently filed for PTSD and was approved 50% with severe alcohol disorder. I wanted to file secondary for my jacked up liver, but don't know how to proceed or what to file, anything. You could, absolutely, okay? On your jacked up liver, what you need is a actual medical diagnosis, okay? And so if you have that, then I would suggest go ahead and file secondary, okay? If you don't have that, one, I would talk to your provider, whether that's through the VA or through private healthcare insurance. Talk to them about your liver, start building that medical evidence for that, get that diagnosis, and then go ahead and make the claim. And I would totally use a VSO for that, but you don't have to. You could do it on your own through va.gov as well. Mr. Yodi says, hey, Clay, don't forget to email me the times we can meet again. Sorry it was cut short. Oh, yeah, Yodi. Hey, no worries on that, dude. When I do add claims, which I will send it out. I have a whole list of people I'm sending out emails to this weekend, and you're on it. In fact, let me double check that right now, because I definitely want to make sure I don't miss that, because that would not be good. All right, let's see. Starred. Yep, I got you. Okay, I got you. You're good. You're good. You're good. All right. Orange Remediation has a question. Awesome. Right, you came to the right place. Do coasties go through VBA process? I've always liked what they do as a Marine. Yeah, Marine as in on the water. Yes, they do, okay? Although technically, I do believe they're now Department of State, okay? Fact check me on that. But yes, they do, or they are entitled to VA benefits, and yes, they do. Absolutely. All right, Aaron Alvarez, dude, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it so much. All right, Nico G says they say drink water and change your socks at that low level. Oh, yeah, you're right. So I guess there is no evidence gathering for that then. All right. Mr. Yodi with the super chat says, thanks. Hey, brother, no problem at all, man. I'm definitely going to get back to you for that meeting. It is unfortunate. I don't want to give your personal information out, but whatever it was that was going on, I hope that's okay. I hope it wasn't too severe, and everything's smooth sailing. If it was crazy, just let me know. We can push it back to whenever you want, really. All right. Jimmy Williams. The reason I'm excited is because the DBQ Nexus for the CFS and headaches was written by Dr. Sharma. The expectation is it will put me at 100% to secondaries to insomnia. Absolutely. Oh, I see, Jimmy. Right. And that was, let me scroll back up. I requested my CMP exam. Oh, okay, and that's talking about requesting the exam. Okay, yeah. Definitely let me know on that. That's not Jimmy, that's John. Definitely let me know on that, Jimmy. I want to be in tune to that situation. I'm wishing you the best, man. That would be absolutely awesome. I do believe I missed D-Dog's super sticker. Brother, I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, man. All donations go back to the stream. Thank you so much for that. I definitely appreciate it. Let me make sure I didn't skip anyone else. I don't think so. All right, we're good. We're good. Aaron Alvarez says, it really depends on where we're at. I tell my devils, and this will go to any warrior. If it's not on paper, it's vapor. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, so for everyone's context, Aaron's a corpsman. We're talking about medical evidence here and how he would track the medical evidence at his level. If I'm in the field and don't have an SF 600, we do it when we get back. Okay, so at some point it is documented, and I assume that goes through some type of corpsman chain and makes its way to your medical records. But at least it's documented, okay? But no, that's definitely good, especially if the Marine keeps complaining about it as well, right? All right, LG says, bro, I've been rated 50% for flat feet since 2015. Waiting for the decision for plantar fasciitis from IDES claim. Think it'll be combined or separate? I think it'll be combined off the top of my head, unless your symptoms are clearly different, okay? I think it will be combined. It just depends. Let me know if it's not. I would be surprised if it's not, but I definitely want to know, right? A simplified, yep, that's right, Orange. We definitely love our corpsman. Aaron Orange here is an old time Marine, but he's definitely still kicking, right? So Orange, that's awesome. As the chief, I tell my docs to always make yourself available for your people. Oh, we got a chief corpsman too. That's pretty serious. It's why we're here. Plus, they have the chance to put in on a PHA, which is why I asked my earlier. Oh yeah. So PHAs are where at least for the Marine Corps. Okay, I'll speak for the Marine Corps only. Pre-health assessments and post-deployment health assessments are where the majority of medical evidence is found. Okay, and so in my experience, when I see someone come back with a PDHA that has a list of complaints from deployment, 99.9% of the time, as long as they have a current diagnosis, it's going to be service connected. All right, D-Dog says, do you know anyone doing Nexus for GERD? I absolutely do. Okay. D-Dog, what would you connect that to? Would it be direct to service? Would that be secondary to mental health? Let me know, and then I'll give you my recommendation on that. I'm hoping you're talking about secondary to mental health, more so the anxiety piece or PTSD. All right, Jimmy Williams says, what do you recommend as a strategy if, in fact, they said I need to submit the correct form, even though I did the CMP exam, do supplemental claim, higher level review? So one, Jimmy, I am super confused at why they said that. I think it's an error, to be honest with you. But if they needed the correct form, whatever that form is, I would just do it. Okay. So what should have happened is saying, hey, you need the correct form. You actually need to do an 0995, right? Which is a supplemental claim. And so if you want to, Jimmy, send me an email with whatever it is that they contacted you with. I could probably better advise you from there once I see it. But I'm willing to bet that's just an error on their part. The VA just kind of doing what the VA does, right? Mr. Humongous, hit up Dr. Sharma for OSA MH Pro. Absolutely. Sleep apnea secondary to mental health for sure. Secret sauce. Filing a claim is so easy. I did everything on an iPhone, never touched a piece of paper, and 70%. Absolutely secret sauce. One thing the VA did get right is the ability to file a claim online. It's very easy. You can upload evidence. They have quick submit. Very simple. Hope anyone in Springfield is safe. Shooting 3 dead in a home. Oh, dang. I did not know that, Jimmy. I'm pretty close to that area. I hope you're safe. I'm pretty sure you are in Springfield. But, yeah, that definitely sucks. All right. Sin McGuire says, I was also submitting proof of second primary occupation, firefighter. That's not hard coded on DD-214. Okay. Oh, you were a firefighter while in service. Okay. I'm assuming that's what you mean. But have service record evaluations and training records that document occupation. You still think I need an IMO? I'm trying to remember what your other comments were. Here's one of them. Oh, you're talking about your knees and your back. It depends. Okay, McGuire. It depends what your evidence of your back is to your knees, right? And so in a perfect world, let's say you go see a physician, you get your back diagnosis, and they annotate in their notes, hey, it's probably caused by the knee condition, okay? That would be a perfect world. Is that going to happen? Probably not. Do I think you need an IMO? Personally, I wouldn't do one yet for that. I would submit the secondary claim to back or secondary back to knees. And then if it was denied, I would use an IMO and DBQ. We want both. I would use an IMO and DBQ as a supplemental appeal. That's what I would do personally. But you could submit those up front and get it over with. Completely your choice. Yeah, West Springfield 2 carjackings. Glad I got orders to Japan. Yeah, well, that definitely sucks. All right, LG, bro, I get this. And if you ever come to South Carolina, 3 shots on me. Been a grind, but going to be worth it. You know what, LG? will be in South Carolina tomorrow. Okay, I will be somewhere on a river close to Georgia. I have no idea where. We're going to a wedding, my sister's wedding. And so, yeah, I'll be in South Carolina. So if you're near a river somewhere next to Georgia, let me know. We might be able to hook that up. If not, it's probably too far away anyways. But Robert Rodriguez says, can you file for diabetes compensation due to medication that caused it while in service? Absolutely, you can. If you have a condition that is in some way, shape, or form connected to service or connected to a primary or a condition that's already service connected, you can absolutely submit that claim. Depending on evidence, that's a little shaky there, but that will kind of determine your route as to submitting that claim. But to answer your question, yes, absolutely, you can. Eli Riddle says, is there any way to contact the Veteran Board's appeals directly? Had a hearing October, watching and decision for SE for PTSD. Yeah, man, you are in the waiting game. There's a few veterans that I've seen today that I know are also at the board. Some of them are in the legacy appeals, and you're in the waiting game, man, and you're just going to have to write it out. That would be my advice, okay? USMC Big B says, Simplify, got to bounce. I have an online ministry, and we meet in a few minutes. Be blessed. Keep up the good fight. USMC Big B, thank you so much. You be blessed. I know you have a huge family in that house of yours, and so thank you very much. I appreciate that. Seymour Breezy, I like your name, says at 91%, submitting for 100% thoracolumbar, 10-20 cervic, 20, I think secondary radiculopathy, and going low, 20 each claim. Okay, so you have a back condition, and you want to add, you have a back, okay, I had to dissect this a little bit. There's a neck condition, there's a lower back condition, there's radiculopathy in both legs from the lower back. Separate knees are service connected for 10% instability, so there's bilateral there. Just got prescribed sleeves. Okay, so if that's for your knees, if you were prescribed, you know what? Let me show you something, Seymour Breezy. Let me actually answer this. Robert Lithicum, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that more than anything, man. Thank you so much, dude. All donations go back to the channel. Excuse me, I cannot speak right now. Okay. Last week, should I do increase for sleeves? Would another CMP exam be needed for that? Seymour Breezy, let me show you how to fish right now, okay? Hopefully this works. Boom shakalaka. Okay, we're in here. Let me take that off so it'll lower me. All right. So you said There's a condition on your knees. We're looking at knee stability, prescribed sleeves. All right, I'm going to show you something. It's going to be the magic trick. Let's look at knee, 38 CFR, ECFR. I want everyone to pay attention to what I'm doing right now. This is the only thing you need to understand VA disability is 38 CFR. I'm going to Control F. I'm using Control F up here. I'm looking up knee. I know it's all the way at the bottom, but if you didn't know that, this is where it would be, the knee and the leg. And you would read this to see until it fits you, or you would look at your code and see what you're diagnosed with. This is not you. Knees, other impairment, recurrent sub, whatever that word is, or instability. Okay, that is you. And look at this right here. Who is this Seymour Breezy? I'm going to highlight this for you. 20%. So right now you're at 10 and you're asking for an increase, and a medical provider prescribes either an assistive device like a cane, crutch, walker, or bracing for ambulation. Meaning, to answer your question, this question right here, last week, should I do increase for sleeves? Absolutely, you rate. And if you have 2 sleeves, 1 for each leg, that's 20%. Okay. And I believe a 20% on each knee would give you a higher bilateral factor. I don't exactly know what it is, but I know it's higher than having 10s on each. We have another super chat, guys. Thank you so much from D-Dog. Thank you. Trying to decide what route to go for GERD. Dr. Sharma doing mine in May. Yeah, if you have a mental health condition, okay, GERD is correlated to mental health. He would be able to look at your evidence. He does that for free. He reviews your records, and if he believes he can connect it, then he will. But he would definitely be the expert for that because there's a lot of evidence that would need to be reviewed in order to see that. Treating corticobasal syndrome. Hello, hi to you. What's up? Welcome. I'm assuming you're a YouTuber of some sort. Feel free to send me an email if you'd like, okay, at TheCivDiv@gmail.com. All right, moving on. What other questions do we have? It is 8:30, but I'm hanging out. We're hanging out. We're good. As long as we still have questions, I will go, okay? Ronald Beard says, hey, Clay, it's Ronald. Quick question. Just found an old CMP exam notes from kidney that you're helping me with. Can I send you for your opinion? Absolutely, Ronald. I will say this, though. It's only a Gmail. There's no HIPAA compliant things on Gmail. And so as long as you're comfortable with sending me whatever it is you want to, I will read it, okay? That goes for anyone and everyone here. Whatever you send me, I will take the time to read it. If it's going to take me a long time, I will reply and say, hey, I'm going to get to this, and I'll put it in my important emails, and I will get to that, right? But absolutely, Ronald Beard, I would be thrilled to. Second Lieutenant Ricky Desai, solid YouTube name. I love it, right? Any advice on BDD, 1.5 years till EAS, using TRICARE remote for medical because no base is nearby? Absolutely. BDD claims are the absolute easiest claims to do, hands down. And at 1.5 years out, you have perfect timing, okay? And so I will explain to you what a picture-perfect BDD claim looks like. And we're actually going to start 1 year out instead of 6 months. So 1 year out, Second Lieutenant Ricky Desai, you're going to want to start going to medical, right? All those times you didn't go to medical because you had field exercises or deployments and you didn't want to be that guy or gal at medical, that goes out the window, okay? You're at your 1 year mark until you get out of the military. You need to go to medical for anything and everything. With that being said, fast forward from 1 year out to 6 months out, 180 days to be exact. That's when you can actually file your BDD claim. You can do this online through va.gov, or you can use a VSO. Either way will be fine. If you feel confident enough to log into va.gov and submit a claim, it's super easy. You can do it that way. Or again, you can go through a VSO, assuming that you have a VSO that you would be willing to work with near you. Okay. Other than that, that's it. You file the BDD claim, super easy, super fast. You make sure you claim everything you can. You go to your CMP exams. They will schedule them for you. There is no missing CMP exams, especially on a BDD claim. And that's about it. My wife is texting me. If I don't read this, she'll get mad at me. So let me read it. All right. Actually got good news. Okay. Good news. All right. Robert Lithicum, have a blast in South Carolina. Oh, yeah. Thanks for what you do. Hey, brother, thank you, especially for that $10 super chat or sticker. I appreciate that, man. We're actually going to South Carolina. Or no, we're staying in South Carolina, but the wedding's in Georgia. And so we'll be crossing some state lines there. A lot. Jimmy Williams says, if it helps with anyone with planning, my strategy to 100% is 70% insomnia as primary, secondary IBS, CFS, and headache, 100% split, 100% total. Absolutely. You're right. Some people would, probably the most common strategy for 100% would be a 70% mental health claim, which in this case is insomnia. And then people would do the, and this is, I'm being very general right now, okay? You have a 70% for mental health. You have a 50% for sleep apnea, meaning you have a CPAP and it's connected. That would get you technically to 85%, which is rounded up to 90. And then you have a 50% claim for migraines. That 85 would be a 95. And then that's how you get to 100, right? But awesome. Thank you. All right. Treating, I'm just going to call you TCS. My husband has a rare neurodegenerative Parkinsonism, now recognized under the PACT Act. He has a treatment with Biogen drugs. How do I contact the higher up in VA Health? Man, when it comes to VA healthcare, I would say directly through the primary care. That's kind of out of my lane when it gets into contacting higher echelons of VA Health. You could contact patient advocacy. I don't think that's what you're talking about right now, but they could at least give you a better answer than what I'm giving you. But I'm glad the PACT Act provides the healthcare. But it sounds like disability benefits are in there somewhere. And then obviously they rate under the PACT Act as well. But TCS, I hope that helps. Okay. My answer would be to contact the healthcare professionals at the VA and try and navigate that system as best as you can. All right. Second Lieutenant Ricky Desai says, thanks, brother. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that for sure. BDD claims are super easy. If you have a question, feel free to email me at any time. I definitely help. Meant to send 5. Well, 5 turned into 7. I appreciate that. Again, email me, TheCivDiv@gmail.com. If you're at your 1-year mark, I'll help you out as for maybe talk you through what you should be seen for, okay? I can tell you right now, you should probably get a sleep study. That will make your life a lot easier. But that's just a rule of thumb. All right. I appreciate that. Okay. Going on to James Smith. Thanks for the advice. I got on Dr. Sharma's list. Okay. Can you post this information somewhere so I can make sure I got the right guy? James Smith, I will post it right here. Okay. Prashant.sharma2@concisepsych.com. Make sure I spelled that right. One time I did it at Gmail, and that is definitely not the right email. But that's what it is. Prashant.sharma2@concisepsych.com. I hope that's the person that you emailed. I will say this for everyone. He does have a wait list, okay? It's not too crazy. Probably like a month and a half, I believe. But that goes to say is if you know you're going to file a claim, hop on the intent to file. File an intent to file. Make sure you're going to get backdated. Call it a day. That's kind of how you navigate that. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. D-Dog, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that for sure. Nico G, right? Fellow Syria, brother. I'm rated for whatever that says, dermatitis. Okay, so skin condition. If I file for eczema, is there a possibility I can get a rating and they just take away the dermatitis? Oh, no. So you can absolutely have multiple skin conditions. If anything, that would help your rating for your skin condition. The thing about skin is there's a lot of creams that quote unquote cure the condition, right? And by cure, I mean make it go away until it pops up again. But that's why most skin conditions are rated 0% unless a large portion of your body is covered, and the creams just aren't doing what they're supposed to do. But you can absolutely claim that. It's at 0%. There's no reason why you wouldn't claim eczema, but I would definitely go for it. Seymour Breezy says also prescribed gabapentin, okay, in February for radiculopathy, now having ED issues. Gabapentin is known to cause that. How should I claim it? As simple as going to va.gov, Seymour, and claiming ED. That's it, erectile dysfunction. Gabapentin is also known to cause sleep apnea, right? So I'm not sure what all of your service connected for, but you could explore that route too, assuming you have a diagnosis for sleep apnea. But hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope I helped. John H. says, if you're service connected for migraines, do you need a Nexus for mental health? I'm assuming you mean mental health secondary to your migraines. Do you need a Nexus? Yes, you do. Okay. Now, a Nexus is not an independent medical opinion. Two separate things. There's a Nexus letter over here, and a Nexus is over here. Every single claim needs an in-service event, a current diagnosis, and a Nexus, meaning a link between the diagnosis and your military service. Secondary claims replace the in-service event with a service-connected disability. And so depending on which one you're talking about, yes, you will need a Nexus for either of them. That does not mean an independent medical opinion at all, because CMP examiners can give you a Nexus linking that condition to that. Jarheads, give it up for this man. Donate. Oh, Robert, dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All donations go back to the channel. I definitely appreciate that. Robert, I'm pretty sure on my stream with Dr. Sharma, it was you. But I was drinking my Black Label back here, and you put it in the chat. If I take a shot, you'll donate or whatever. I think that was you. I'm pretty sure that was. If it was, let me know. But yeah, I took a shot of that, and that was a wild stream. That was my first big stream. It was such a fun time, man. That was awesome. Not our YouTuber, desperate for life, please. Yep. So I did as best as I could. Okay. I'm sorry as far as the VA healthcare goes. Contacting higher echelons. I think that would be through patient advocacy. I hope that helps. B-Buck, dude, thanks for showing up. I appreciate that, man. Guys and gals, B-Buck is the veteran that donated the independent medical opinion. Okay. I'm actually going to link that video in the chat on how to enter into that drawing. It's a free independent medical opinion and a DBQ. You get both. All right. And so you're definitely going to want to enter in this. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is share a video and send me an email that you did. Right. But check out the video I just linked. Enter into that drawing. You're going to want to be a part of that. And even if you don't need the IMO and DBQ, you might know a veteran that does. And so you can enter for them. You can have them enter. So now you have two chances, whatever that case may be. Need SDRs and questionnaire. Yeah, so if you need your service treatment records, that's going to be a pain in the butt to get. And what questionnaire are we talking about, Will? Definitely let me know. I definitely want to help you out. Jimmy Williams, I have to go, but thank you for everything. See you in the next live. Hey, Jimmy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Have a good one. Second Lieutenant Ricky Desai, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Robert Lytham says donate. Hey, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. Y'all go back into the channel. Donald says, I filed a claim and received 10% for a heel spur. Okay. I received a decision letter. I also filed for 3 different claims on my claim. My question is, why have my claim hasn't been closed? It's been over a month. Woo, it's been over a month. Man, that's not even. You're going to be waiting, I think, a bit longer. I'm assuming your other 3 claims were deferred. Okay. Meaning the VA needs more time, or they just had a decision and they went ahead and sent it to you for your 10% for the heel spur. Excuse me. I'll drink more. I'm assuming that's what that means, but all right. Wasn't a help. Please look at website. Vietnam veterans are dying and we're screwed. Have a good day. The wife will be planning for my husband's death. Okay. That was, I feel like that was a setup there, brother. But you know what? Hey, PACT Act does offer healthcare to Vietnam. Just go back to the original question, actually, because you're going to call me out like that. I will give you the best answer I possibly can. All right. So your husband is getting healthcare through the VA due to the PACT Act. That's a good thing. Okay, that's good. How do you contact the higher up in VA health? That's your question. I have no idea. Okay, I can't answer that. I would start by talking to the provider, or if you had an issue with the provider, which I think that's what you're talking about, you could talk to patient advocacy. Basically, I would talk to a VA healthcare professional to get that answer because that would be the best person to go for that answer. I'm sorry you feel this way. I definitely apologize, and that sucks. But hey, sorry. Okay. Ronald Beard, thank you. We'll send in the morning. Yeah, Ronald, please do. I'll definitely. It was the shot. Hope you enjoyed. Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. It hit me hard. After that shot, actually, Robert, I took it and then I ended the stream, and I totally forgot that Dr. Sharma and I, whenever you stream with a partner, once the stream ends, you're still in the background room together. And so he's seeing my reaction, and I completely forgot he was there because it's Black Label that was straight, and that's some strong stuff, right? Orange Remediation says, I have linear IgA, an incurable skin issue from Lejeune. VBA kit keeps denying it because they only recognize cancer with Lejeune. Pills and creams, no cure. Yeah, Orange, that definitely sucks. Let me know how that claim goes once it's finalized. I'm pretty hopeful for your claims. All right, Peter P. Harvey. So is depression secondary to chronic knee pain? It absolutely can be, okay? A common secondary to knee conditions and back conditions is depression, especially if those two conditions are severe enough to, a very basic example would be you have a son and you're missing out on his life because of your knee pain and back pain, okay, or back pain. That is how you could connect depression to a chronic knee condition. And again, that's just a very Barney style scenario, but that's the gist of it. So yes, absolutely. Robert says, I won't make donations dependent upon alcohol poisoning in future. Yeah, no, it's fine. He says, you killed it. What a contribution you've made and continue to make. Thank you. Hey, Robert, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. William says, follow up on your suggestion to keep my 30 Menieres. That puts me at 94 and under, and another 10% for tinnitus. William, if you're at 94%, okay, what I want you to do is send me an email. Really, send me an email at TheCivDiv@gmail.com. I want to know your service connected. You don't have to remember this. I'll tell you this in the email too. I want to know everything your service connected for. I want to know the percentages of each. All right. I want to know everything you've been denied. I want to know what branch of service you're in, your MOS, if you have any major deployments, and then the years of service that you were in. And with that, I can kind of look at all of your claims. We'll talk about increases, okay? Because you only need 10%. You only need one more thing. We'll talk about increases. We'll talk about secondaries. Maybe you missed something while you were in service that you just didn't claim, okay, that you have a current diagnosis for. Maybe we can talk about that. And we'll also, we'll also look at all of your other claims and see what we can do for that, right? You only need 10%. You're almost there. I have faith that you will email me at TheCivDiv@gmail.com. I'm definitely looking forward to that. All right. Right. Have her call the White House hotline. Yeah, White House hotline would work for sure. It would at least help something. Right. I'm assuming you're laughing at what I was laughing at earlier, but yes, I also think that was a little funny, right? Mark Preville says, "Hey brother, thanks for helping out via email. Hey, I'm glad I could help. Okay. Question for you: I have a meeting with my VSO next week. Can I still set up a meeting with you to go over claims I've been denied, low rating, new claims?" Absolutely, Mark. Okay. And what I want you to do, actually, I'm going to use this opportunity to kind of test myself. Don't tell me what you talked about with your VSO until after our meeting, okay? And so, same thing I just told William. I'm going to want to see everything your service is connected for and the percentages, what you've been denied, a current problem list that you were seen for in the military but haven't claimed yet for some reason. And then we'll look at increases, we'll look at secondaries, we'll look at your denials and see if there's anything that we can do. And then at the end of that meeting, what I want to do is bounce off what your VSO told you, just to kind of fact check myself, maybe fact check your VSO. Okay. I'm a huge fan of accountability, right? If you're never told no, you just keep doing what you're doing, which is bad. And so I'm definitely down for that if you're down for that. But yes, you can send me an email before or after you meet your VSO. Doesn't matter to me. All right, Vanessa, thank you so much. I'm so glad your friend was touched by Stephanie's testimony on her military sexual trauma. That makes me so happy. I'm going to send that to Miss Stephanie right after this stream here. All right, we're getting down to the bottom. It says, Clay, follow up on your suggestions to keep my 30. So I need 10% for tinnitus to get 95 ideas. Yeah, absolutely, William. Definitely send me an email. We'll look at that, okay? I can tell you that tinnitus probably isn't going to be the way to go. But maybe there's an increase in Meniere's, all right? We can look at your ratings and see if you were lowballed, okay? Just depends, right? Hey, I'm glad that Orange Remediation was ever able to answer you. Again, I definitely apologize for that. But yes, call the White House hotline. They could at least point you in the right direction. I would still go with patient advocacy as well. I would do all of them, actually. Talk to the provider, talk to patient advocacy, and then the White House hotline, sure. Go ahead. Go for it. All right. Big thanks, Clay. And Robert says, never give up should be the show motto. Yeah, I do need a motto. I never even thought about that. Right now, I just have the TheCivDiv, okay? Whenever I do Delkay Graham streams, I put that up there. But you're absolutely right. I will work on that, maybe, okay? But that is the very bottom of the list. We'll end it with TCS, okay? On a happy note, not a, planning your husband's death note. That was a bit much there. But I do apologize for that. I wish you the best. We'll end it with Max here. Also, I'll see my VA problem list for those diagnoses. If what is there a way to see the VA doctor diagnose you? Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. Okay, that's 100%. That's what it is. It doesn't mean it's service connected. Okay, it just means that you have a current diagnosis of some sort or a treatment plan to treat something, and that's what that is for. I was going to end it, but we just have a new viewer, new comment. I can't end it without addressing this one, okay? Hi there. I marked trouble sleeping on my separation exam. Got a current diagnosis of sleep apnea. I'm not within the 1 year presumptive period. So sleep apnea is not a presumptive anyway, so that doesn't apply. I claim sleep apnea, CMP exam done. What are my chances? Pretty low. I will tell you this, Vincent Van Lanker. One, that's a very strong name. When it comes to sleep apnea, basically how it goes is the VA will see if you had a sleep study in service and the answer is no, then the claim's going to be denied, okay? Generally speaking, what's probably going to happen on your decision letter is they will mention your exit exam claiming trouble sleeping, and they'll actually put it in quotes, and then you'll see something about this complaint not being acute or chronic enough to warrant sleep apnea, and therefore no nexus is reasonable. Whatever VA jargon they want to add on to that, it's probably going to be denied. And so if I were you, Vincent, Let me know what your service-connected disabilities are. Because you do have a diagnosis of sleep apnea. I'm assuming you mean CPAP, which would be 50%, so it would be worth it. That's a big claim. But I would like to know what else you can connect it to. Okay. Now, I could be wrong. They could service connect it, and none of this matters. But I've seen a lot of sleep apnea claims, even with better evidence, that have been denied. Sleep apnea, they just do not like that one, man. Robert, you get some. I appreciate that. And D-Dog, absolutely, you can send me an email with your denials. I want to see the decision letters if you're going to do that. It's impossible for anyone on this planet to give you advice for denial without looking at the decision letter first, okay? So if you're ever in a Facebook group and someone's asking about advice because they've been denied, the people who give advice without looking at the decision letter are full of baloney. That's the end of the stream. We'll stop it there. It's been 1 hour and 50 minutes. Hey, this is a big stream. I appreciate all the donation, guys. I'm going to end it with my countdown video. If you want your photo featured in this countdown, send it to me. I don't need context. I don't need personal information. I don't need anything. I'll go ahead and add it in. I actually had a few photos emailed to me during the stream, so I appreciate that. And do not forget the contest for the free Nexus letter. That's going to be an independent medical opinion and a DBQ from Dr. Sharma for a mental health condition. And so you definitely want to apply to that, especially Vincent, you for sleep apnea. If you have, okay, thanks for. This is a good one here. I know I shouldn't rely on my CMP examiner. He was an Army veteran, told me he was going to write more than likely. That's great news, okay? If that's the case, then everything I said doesn't apply, right? If that's not the case, you're definitely going to want to sign up for, I'm leaving right now. You're definitely going to want to look at other options for that. But I'm going to end this stream with the countdown video. Don't forget about the live stream coming June 1st. That's my next one. It's going to be with Dr. Sharma, board certified psychiatrist, instructor of at Johns Hopkins University. And with that note, here's the deployment photo list.
Whiskey 9 Yankee 7 November Golf, over. Whiskey 9 7 November interrogative Alpha Bravo. Negative Alpha Bravo. And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out.
November 8
And 8 Plow, 7 November, say again. 7 November, go.
Roger, I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my thing used,
And 8 5, this is 7 November, Charlie. And 1 Charlie, 7 November, go.
This is 1 Charlie, in reference to your last, you're Brandon 158, extra 5 o'clock, 1200 between teams and local. Also request your unit take extra method to see if we can try to get 59 and 8 for the playground.
And this is 7 November, Roger, stand by.
Got that.
Got it? Alright. And all units, this is 7 November Golf. My unit Alpha, Echo, X-ray Alpha in there.
One Charlie, Alpha Bravo.
Hey, I never took a dip. I forgot to take a dip.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9 Yankee, 7 November Golf, over.
This is Whiskey 9, go.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9 Yankee, 7 November Golf, over.
This is Whiskey 9 to go.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo.
Negative Alpha Bravo.
And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out.
November 8 to 5.
And 8 o'clock, 7 November, say again. 7 November, go.
Oh shit.